Imagine a world where trust is no longer a question, where transactions, whether financial or informational, are secure, transparent, and cannot be tampered with. What if I told you that this isn't some distant dream or a sci-fi fantasy, but a reality enabled by a groundbreaking technology called blockchain? Think for a moment. How much of your life depends on trust? Trust in banks, governments, corporations, or even the apps on your phone. Now, what if that trust could be built into the system itself, removing the need for intermediaries? Today, we're diving deep into blockchain, a revolutionary innovation that's more than just the backbone of cryptocurrencies like Bitcoin. It's a paradigm shift with the power to transform the way we live, work, and even relate to one another. Stay with me as we unravel this intriguing technology in a way that's easy to understand, even if you've never heard of it before. At its core, blockchain is a type of database. But unlike the databases you might imagine, like spreadsheets or servers, blockchain operates in a way that makes it fundamentally different and incredibly powerful. A blockchain is a decentralized ledger that records transactions in a secure, transparent, and immutable manner. But let's break that down. Imagine a chain, where each link is a block of data. This data can represent anything: money, contracts, medical records, or even votes. Once a block is added to the chain, it's locked in place forever, and everyone in the system can see it. This creates a system that's not controlled by any single authority, like a bank or a government, but by everyone participating in the network. So how does it work? When a transaction occurs, say Alice sends money to Bob, it's grouped with other transactions to form a block. This block is then added to the chain through a process called consensus, which ensures that all participants in the network agree on the validity of the transactions. This consensus mechanism is key because it eliminates the need for a central authority to verify transactions. Instead, the network itself ensures security and trust. And because each block is linked to the one before it using cryptography, altering any information in one block would require changing every block that comes after it, a task so computationally expensive that it's practically impossible. Here's a question for you. How many times have you worried about the security of your personal data or the transparency of the systems you rely on daily? Blockchain aims to solve these concerns by creating systems that are inherently trustworthy. But this raises another question. If blockchain is so secure and transparent, why isn't it already everywhere? Stick with me, and we'll explore the nuances of this technology and why it's still evolving. One of the most fascinating aspects of blockchain is how it builds trust into the system itself. Traditionally, we rely on institutions, like banks, governments, or trusted third parties, to act as intermediaries. These institutions verify transactions, enforce rules, and ensure that everything is running smoothly. But they also come with limitations. They can be slow, expensive, and in some cases, corrupt or biased. Blockchain offers an alternative by leveraging two key principles: decentralization and cryptography. Decentralization means that no single entity controls the blockchain. Instead, it's maintained by a network of participants, called nodes, spread across the globe. Each node has a copy of the blockchain, and they work together to verify and add new transactions. This ensures that the system remains secure, even if some nodes fail or act maliciously. In this way, blockchain mimics the resilience of a community working together, where the strength lies in its collective effort. Cryptography, on the other hand, ensures that data on the blockchain is secure and tamper-proof. Every block is sealed with a cryptographic hash, a unique digital fingerprint that reflects the block's contents. If even a single character in the block changes, the hash changes completely, making tampering obvious to everyone in the network. This combination of decentralization and cryptography creates a system that's both transparent and resistant to fraud. Now here's something to think about. Blockchain removes the need to trust people or institutions because it enables you to trust the system itself. But does that mean blockchain is infallible? Of course not. No, technology is perfect, and blockchain has its challenges, which we'll discuss shortly. But before we get there, let me ask, how would your life change if you could trust every transaction, contract, or interaction without hesitation? Drop your thoughts in the comments below. Blockchain's potential goes far beyond cryptocurrencies. While Bitcoin introduced blockchain to the world, this technology is now being applied in ways that could revolutionize industries. For example, consider supply chains. Have you ever wondered where the food on your plate comes from, or whether it was ethically sourced? Blockchain can track every step of a product's journey, from farm to table, ensuring transparency and authenticity. Similarly, in healthcare, blockchain can securely store patient records, making them accessible to authorized personnel without the risk of tampering or breaches. Another powerful application is in voting systems. Imagine a world where elections are immune to fraud because every vote is recorded on a blockchain, visible and verifiable by anyone. Or think about intellectual property. Artists and creators can use blockchain to prove ownership of their work and receive royalties without intermediaries taking a cut. The possibilities are endless, but they come with questions. For instance, how do we ensure that the people implementing blockchain technology do so ethically? And how do we balance transparency with privacy, especially in sensitive areas like health records? These are critical questions that need thoughtful answers as blockchain continues to grow. Despite its promise, blockchain is not without challenges. One major issue is scalability. Bitcoin, for example, can handle only about 7 transactions per second, compared to thousands per second on traditional payment networks like Visa. Efforts are underway to solve this, but it's a reminder that blockchain is still a young technology with room to grow. Another challenge is energy consumption. The process of adding blocks to some blockchains, like Bitcoin's, requires significant computational power, which translates to high energy use. There's also the misconception that blockchain is inherently anonymous. While transactions don't include personal details, the transparency of the blockchain means that all transactions are visible, and with enough effort, identities can sometimes be deduced. Balancing transparency with privacy is an ongoing challenge. Finally, there's the question of adoption. For blockchain to truly transform industries, it requires widespread acceptance and integration into existing systems. This can be slow and met with resistance, particularly from those who benefit from the status quo. So what do you think? Are these challenges enough to outweigh blockchain's benefits? Or do they represent hurdles that innovation will overcome? Let us know your thoughts below. The future of blockchain is both exciting and uncertain. As the technology matures, it's likely to become a foundational layer of our digital world. Imagine a future where your identity, financial assets, and even your vote are stored securely on a blockchain, giving you unparalleled control and transparency. But for this vision to become reality, blockchain must overcome its challenges and find ways to integrate seamlessly into society. One promising development is the rise of smart contracts, self-executing agreements that run on blockchain technology. These could automate processes like insurance claims or rental agreements, eliminating paperwork and reducing the potential for disputes. Another is the development of more energy-efficient consensus mechanisms, like proof of stake, which aim to address the environmental concerns associated with blockchain. As we wrap up, let me leave you with a question. Do you see blockchain as a tool to reshape society for the better, or do you think it's overhyped? Share your perspective in the comments, and let's continue the conversation. Thank you for joining me on this exploration of blockchain. If you enjoyed this video, Don't forget to like, subscribe, and share it with someone who might find it interesting. See you in the next one.